So Unadilla is in the books. Jett, crown champion, and Jorge Prado, crown chump. Man, I am so disappointed in your reigning MXGP champion. But before I get into the action, if you haven't tried Nano Xtreme, you should. This is the best pain solution that I've ever used. Many of you guys have used it and told me the exact same thing. Give it a try. Head over to Nano Xtreme. Use code COOKSY for free shipping. Are you working on your training program, but you're not sure quite what to do for you or your child? Coach Rob has youth-specific programs. He has an express workout for busy adults. So head over to Complete Racing Solutions. Let Coach Rob dial you in with whatever your needs are, but he'll get the best out of you. And if you need to ship anything, are you shipping stuff for your own job and you want to look like a rock star? Head over to Precision Transport. These guys are family owned. They will make you look good. They will get you probably a promotion. So anyway, head over to pretransport.com and use those guys if you need to ship anything.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
So Jett Lawrence, he might be an alien. He is an absolute freak of nature. This guy came back from a torn ACL that wasn't torn before Supercross, it was torn in the middle of Supercross. That's a long injury to come back from. And the way this class was stacked up, Tomac, Sexton, we had Webb, Prado, all these guys that are going to challenge Jett Lawrence. And for him to come in and he's lost 2 rounds this year, are you serious? It's unreal. And that's not even counting the off-the-track distractions that his brother has created. Hunter Lawrence made their issues with Lucas Myrtle public. Now, I don't care where you stand on the Lucas Myrtle versus the Lawrences. I think we can all agree it should never have been handled in the media. But that's what Hunter did. Hunter, when he got the information about what he thought Lucas did, immediately went to the press and publicly assassinated Lucas Myrtle. As it turns out, the information that he was accusing Lucas of didn't happen. But there's some issues. The relationship was definitely fractured, but the way they did it publicly created a crap storm. And unfortunately, Hunter's in this huge shadow. He is literally hidden behind Jett. All of it fell on Jett's shoulders. And anytime you have a business relationship with somebody, in particular agents and athletes, sometimes they go bad, but it doesn't necessarily mean theft. Now, I'm not saying it was a perfect relationship and they completely did Lucas wrong. They did Lucas wrong in the sense that they accused him of something he didn't do publicly. What they should have done is just split behind the scenes. We would have asked questions for a few days, no big deal. It happens. Riders split with agents for whatever the reason. But to falsely accuse him of stealing, that was rough. That was too much. But there was some financial motivations behind that from Jacob Hayes, Travis Clark, and the Wasserman. They had just done the new deal for Jett Lawrence. That thing was all done. All they had to do was sign it. That was Lucas's doing. That was his commission that he was going to get. If they could discredit him with something like that, they wouldn't have to pay. And that's what they did. But like I said, I'm not saying that Lucas was perfect for them. They had their issues. The way the thing went down in Australia where they blocked Hayden Deegan from going, Lucas is not perfect, but he didn't do what they accused him of doing. So if they wanted to split with him, I had no problems with it. I have problems with Hunter doing it publicly with the wrong information. And Hunter's been caught lying already about the situation when he talked about how Lucas used his money to buy him a gift for a car. That's actually not what happened. I had the text messages. It was hiding it from Dazzy. So they've pushed the money through Lucas's account. So Lucas bought the car for Hunter, but they all knew that was Hunter purchasing the car. It was not like, oh, he bought me a gift with my own money. Well, yeah, it was your money. It was your deal. I have the text messages where he said that. He's been publicly lying. He's kind of a scumbag. But needless to say, that was not Jett's fault. Jett had not a lot to do with that whole situation. All he was trying to do is be silly Jett and go racing. But by publicly exploding this whole thing that Hunter did, it put light in a lot of places that probably shouldn't have got light. The video came out of Jett Lawrence saying what he said, which is disgusting. I stand by that. And the way he said it was disgusting. Yes, he's a kid, and it probably never should have came to light, but that's hard to deal with. And the fact that Jett has been able to overcome that, he's been able to overcome an ACL injury, and one of the deepest, strongest fields that is going after him, and to dominate them like this, just to straight own them, This might be the best dirt bike racer I've ever seen. Crazy how good he is. And whether you like or dislike Jett, it doesn't matter. Just be happy you get to see a talent. It's rare in lifetime when you see somebody who, in a sport that's really starting to kind of fine tune at the top. You get a lot of these dominant athletes when a sport's brand new, but as athletes get better, that the difference between first and 10th place shrinks. It is harder to be dominant. And the way that Jett Lawrence has done it even has James Stewart and Ricky Carmichael baffled. They don't understand how he can go and just use the speed when he needs to. He can go as fast as anyone on earth, or faster, whatever he needs to, but he only uses it when he has to. And it has these guys kind of scratching their head. They're like, but he only won by 3 seconds. Why would you do that? He has changed the way that riders can look at racecraft. It's not about how far you win by. That you get no bonuses for winning by 30 seconds or 3 seconds. It doesn't matter. Jett has figured that out and changed the game. Jett is 22 years old in his 2.5 seasons in the 450 class. He's lost 3 times. That's crazy. He's already passed James Stewart, who had a perfect season, on the all-time wins list. He hasn't even been in the class 3 full years. That's mind-blowing. And James Stewart was good. Congratulations, Jett Lawrence. This championship was well-earned. I mean, he overcame a lot to make it look easy. Good on him. And his brother, Hunter Lawrence, he did pretty good. He's had one heck of a season. He finally got that elusive overall win. It didn't come in a fashion that most riders want to get their first win. It was handed to him on paper from an AMA official. But hey, it doesn't matter. When you put yourself in second and third every single week, sooner or later, you're going to get lucky. He deserved that. And he is the second best guy this year, without a doubt. And his resume in the end is going to look a lot like Kevin Windham. He's going to have a win here and there, but he's not going to have any major 450 championships. Unless the one championship I think Hunter could get is that SMX championship. If he can put this kind of pressure on Jett, the problem is I think the only way he's going to beat Jett is if he roughs him up. Like he did at the bottom of the Screw You where he came in on Jett. He'll never beat Jett straight up. And if he were on, if he weren't his brother and Jett was any other rider, he would rough him up because that's how you beat a guy that's actually better than you at everything. Right now, Jett feels so comfortable. If he sees Hunter behind him, he'll take any line he wants on the track because he knows he's not at risk of being cleaned out or hit. When Sexton's behind him, he rides differently. When Tomac's behind him, he rides differently. Hunter will never beat him until they do that. And I don't know that he'll ever do that, but the only way that Hunter could ever beat his brother is to dirty it up. He's not going to win straight up on talent and skill and speed. He has to dirty it up, but I don't think he'll do it. And when he did come in on Jett, I had to laugh. James Stewart is the best commentator. He called it domestic violence. Oh my God. That's a great line. Every week he comes up with something. James Stewart is a gift in the booth. He's so funny. He gives us his authentic opinions, whether they're right or wrong. James Stewart is a gift to the sport, and I'm so happy he come back. He is such a joy to listen to compared to the other broadcasters, or the other broadcaster, period. You guys know who I'm talking about. But right now, there's no way to beat Jett on straight skill. So if Hunter or Eli and these guys want to beat Jett, they're going to have to rough him up. You got to get him off his game. You got to do something. And I don't know if you can. I don't even know if that'll work. But right now, that's the only thing left because you will not beat him on talent and speed and starts. He's got all that dialed. Maybe next week when his expectations are a little bit down, you have that championship kind of hangover, just accomplish something that's just crazy, coming back from the ACL. Maybe at Budds Creek he'll have a little letdown, and Tomac wants that. He doesn't want to go winless this season. He really wants a win. So there might be a chance for him at Budds Creek. It's unlikely. I think you're going to have to see Tomac or Hunter get a little bit rough with Jett. Make him think a little bit. If you can do that, you have a chance. If you don't, it's Jett's world. They're all living in it. Head over to ridestrap.com. They have the coolest shirts. And by the way, they're so soft. If you ever wear one of these and it's not the most comfortable shirt you've probably ever worn, I will be shocked. I love them. I wear them all the time. They have goggles, glasses, but just a cool company. Ridestrap.com. Alias MX gear. This stuff is high quality motocross gear. They've got their 25.5 gear. It is selling out fast, so you're going to want to go over to Alias MX and get that ordered before it's gone. How about RJ Hampshire in that first moto? But this is what he did in the 250 class. He got up there and he went for it. He was leading and then he was chasing Jett. This is the first time I've seen him on a 450 look a bit like RJ, kind of on that edge, pushing to that next level when he did lose the front end. But he got that first taste of the podium, and he wants it again. He wants to win on a 450. He is a pleasure to watch. He never cheats you on effort, ever. I mean, he will never do what Jorge Prado has done and just mail it in. And I guess the new forks that he got are the GP forks. I don't know if they're even legal, but whatever. I'm sure they're probably legal, or they wouldn't announce that they had them. But it's kind of disappointing that they wouldn't give them to Barcia. I mean, he's on the gas, essentially the same bike, and he had said in an interview he didn't even get the offer. These poor gas guys, since that team's going away, they're checked out. And it's hard for a guy like Barcia, who said he hasn't signed that deal with Ducati yet. You got to go out there and show you still have it, and they're not giving him the pieces to do that. That's brutal. I wish they would give him the GP forks, same as RJ. Like, why aren't you putting as much effort into that guy? I get it. He's leaving next year. That team's disappearing. But, man, it sucks for those guys. Him, Ryder D, and Casey Cochran, he's out for the year. That team has quit on their riders. Speaking of quitters, we have the reigning MXGP champion, Jorge Prado, who was predicted to be 5th at worst in our series. I mean, this dude was so good in MXGP. We knew he would struggle a little bit with Supercross, and he had the injury, and that was a bummer, but that gave him time to get ready for outdoors. I don't know how ready he was, but we did not expect what we've seen. We've seen him completely implode out there. Kawasaki, for them to go compete at an event with their staff, with their trucks, the fuel, the parts, you're looking $20,000 to $40,000 a weekend to go racing. And that's what Kawasaki puts out there to give Jorge Prado the effort to go out there, because he's their only rider right now. So all that money is being spent just on him. And for him to completely quit like he did in that first moto, you can see it. Lap 8, his lap time goes from like a 2:23 to a 2:26. He quit. He got reeled in by Lorenzo Locrucio and Mitchell Harrison. Mitchell Harrison, by the way, he's on a Kawasaki. He's not on a factory Kawasaki, so I don't want to hear it's the bike, because Mitchell Harrison beat him on a privateer Kawasaki. That tells me he quit. There's been rumors of him looking for a job with a different team. He's been searching, trying to find something. It is not well over at the Kawasaki camp, and this isn't going to help. This is quiet quitting. That's what he's doing. He's got 2 more years on that deal. Is he trying to get them to buy him out of the contract by sucking so bad they don't even want him? What he did in Unadilla looked intentional. That looked like a guy sending a message. I got 2 more years on my deal. You owe me some money, and you will pay me to go away. Or I'm going to go ahead and ruin every weekend from here on out. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like a disgruntled employee throwing a fit, but he's doing it in front of everybody on TV. Riding around real slow, just wiping his goggles, looking like he's on a Sunday ride. This is the reigning world champion 2 times in MXGP class. This dude is much better than that. He should not be getting beat by guys that were 10th in the GPs. He should not be getting reeled in by privateer Kawasaki's. That's unacceptable. And if I were Kawasaki, I would probably just fire him and say, hey, we're going to look at this contract, but you quit. We didn't fire you. You quit. Your results show that you quit. We're not paying you out. Get lost, Jorge. The last time I saw a rider kind of quit on their team like this was Jean-Michel Bayle in 1992. He won everything in 91 and said he wanted to go road racing. They kind of convinced him to come back. I think he had another year in his deal. They convinced him to come back for another year, and he was not happy to be there. But his results were still way better than Jorge Prado. He was still in the top 5, but he clearly wasn't putting in the effort. Jorge Prado is doing the same thing, and it might be worse because he's not going road racing. He wants to get another job. Who the hell would hire a guy who's going to throw this kind of a fit and quit? There's a lot of things that are forgivable in this sport. Mistakes, crashes. Quitting is not one of them. You cannot be a quitter. It's just, I mean, he has totally ruined his reputation. This is a world champion who we had high expectations for. Usually people with this kind of a character where they quit don't win championships. I'm surprised that he has as many as he has, and he's still doing this. It's really bad. It's disgusting, and I don't see him racing for Kawasaki past this season. I doubt he'll be at SMX, and I know their deal with Marchbanks has a 450 clause to where they can bump him to the 450, but he's qualified for SMX in the 250 class. He'd have to go through the LCQs, or I don't even know if he's eligible to do that. So they're probably going to give Jorge through SMX, and then I think you're going to see him out of there. Anyway, thank you, members. I appreciate everything. Coach Rob's giving away a $250 gift certificate in August, and then you're all entered to win the new Power Sports XQi3 electric motorcycle in December. Here's your member of the day.
Let's start this off by saying, we got them. The illegal sale of American motorcycle racing. I present a case that reveals how the American Motorcyclist Association's 2008 sale of its racing properties constituted an illegal transfer of public trust into private hands. My name's B Mazy, and I'm here to stir shit up. So I made a song for you guys. You know, it's crazy that the riders still gotta pay to race, even though these guys are just filling their pockets because they're money-hungry, greedy, stupid mother, ex-circus owners, but still got the same mindset for the Supercross. Screw Feld, screw the AMA, and screw Rob Dingman.